Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I am your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Episode 30, Wally and Ann. I love this episode. It's not a lot of action and it's not really story building or anything, but it's more of it's somber and kind of sad. It's really sweet. It's really funny too. Like the comedy's on point. That's one thing about Amphibia. It hits almost every single time. But we get to see two characters, and we've seen Wally before. He's like the town drunkard. He's just like this crazy guy. And then him and Ann kind of have a little of an adventure, and then you feel bad for the guy because he's a living thing. He has a heart and a soul, and he has feelings and he cares about stuff. And you just see, oh, crazy guy, and everyone laughs him off, but he's got feelings too, right? But we open up and the Planet family is going through the woods. I guess they're picking berries and stuff. And you know all the stupid sayings for like survival, like, red and green, but if it's blue and red, you're instantly dead. Was it with coral snakes, red to black, venom it lacks, or so? There's all these stupid little sayings. But Hot Pop's like saying them all off, and then there's Sprig like just munching them down. He's like, wait a second, but was it red and green are the bad ones? And he's like, he just spits them all out.
Remember, green and red be well fed. Blue and red instantly dead. Oh, wait. Or was that green and red instantly dead?
Then, and, she's picking mushrooms. She's just, helping out. And just they continue on saying all these stupid little sayings about stuff. I just love this family so much.
And green heals the spleen.
Hey, guys!
Huh? And see something like pass by in the woods real quick. He's like, whoa, what was that? And we see the forest spirit, this moss man looking thing, pretty cool looking guy. I'm like, wow, I wonder. I thought there was going to be something about this character, this creature. I thought, maybe it's someone from town dressed up or something, and then this is going to be the plot. But it's really not about this moss guy, which is pretty cool. But Ann sees it, and she's like, wow, what a majestic looking thing. And I just love this gag because you don't see it coming. Because you're so focused on this new creature and everything.
Whoa. No, wait.
Jokes on a butterfly. She had her mouth wide open. Then the family, everyone else shows up. Hey, Ann, what's going on? She's like, oh, guys, did you see that? Oh, yeah, you choking on a butterfly? Yeah, that was great. We saw that. And she's like, no, there was like this giant creature. He's covered in moss and everything. Like, oh, so you saw the Moss Man, which is like their Bigfoot. And they don't believe in it. Oh, it's just a fairy tale. It's a fantasy. And just like me at this exact moment, Ann says exactly what I was thinking. She's like, you have fire spewing like rodents, all these giant monsters and creatures, yet you don't believe there could be this Moss Man. And they're like, yeah, those things are real because we've seen them. And that's kind of like another lesson that we kind of learn that, when people see things and they believe in them. So if we don't see them, then they don't exist. But you haven't seen everything. There's things in the world that I'll never see that are real and they exist. So they're kind of giving her guff about it, like calling her crazy and everything. Like, our world's perfectly normal. We don't have crazy moss men in our world. And it's like, okay, I'm done. Forget it. I saw it. Whatever. I'm gonna stop talking about this. Bam, right back into it.
Never mind. I am done talking about it. I am not done talking about it.
Ann is, when she thinks she knows she's right. She saw this thing. It's a real thing. And she cannot stand the fact that people don't believe her. She just hates that she knows something to be true and people are basically making fun of her for it. And it's kind of making her an outcast. And that's been a recurring theme in this show where Ann wants to fit in. Ann wants to be accepted. And that's how she got in this whole mess to begin with. She stole that music box because Sasha told her to, and I want her to think I'm cool. So she keeps like telling the story and everything. Like, guys, you guys have to believe me. You have to believe me. And they all start like, hey, and you keep talking like that, you're gonna start sounding like One-Eyed Willie. Because he didn't lose his eye. His eyes are there, but he just keeps one eye closed the whole time. But she's like, no, I'm nothing like that, weirdo. And she put that barrier. Oh, you think I'm weird, but I'm not as weird as that guy. So like she puts herself a little bit above that. See, that's that little self-centeredness. That's that little vanity that Ann has. And it's a character flaw, but it makes her a more complete, believable character. But she's like, oh, I'm nothing like that, weirdo. The difference is it's me and I'm not him. And then here comes Wally. He comes out playing his little accordion. Oh, you seen the Moss Man? And he's like doing his little song and dance. He's completely crazy, but he's not a bad person. He's not a bad guy. He's just weird, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then there's Anna. I'm nothing like you, and everyone's kind of shoving him away, but he's like, oh, I saw the Moss Man. He took my arm. He did. She's like, Wally, you have both your hands, your arms. You're perfectly fine. It was your eye that got messed up. Oh, Lefty, when did you come back? And they're all just laughing at him because he's just a town drunken idiot. And then even Polly gets in on the making fun of Anne. Oh, they're going to start calling you One Shoe Anne. Oh, just like a one-eyed Wally. So they're good one, sis. Like, you know what, guys? F all you guys. I'll just making fun of her. They just laugh it off like it's a big joke. And it's, you know, it's getting borderline. It's not funny anymore. You're really putting her down. Then Sprig comes up. You know what, Anne? I believe you. She's like, oh, thank you, Sprig. I believed you dreamt it. Then she freaks out. I love the quick cuts, and it goes right to that night, and then she's having, you know, the classic nightmares. Oh, everyone's making fun of her and not believing her, and she can't stand it. She wakes up, getting ready. I'm going to go on this. I'm going to find Wally, and we're going to find this damn thing, and I'm going to prove to everyone that I'm right. Look how scary Anne looks here. What the hell? Wally's just tooling around the town, just playing his music and just being a weirdo. Anne grabs him. He's like, oh.
Angel of Death, you've come for me at last.
What? No, Wally, it's me.
I love the comedy so good. The sweet angel of death, come take me away. Oh, geez, have you done this before? Like, oh, it's kind of deja vu. I'm wondering if this is going to play into something. Like, they sprinkle in little things, like the Moss Man. Is that going to come up ever again? But Anne's like, it's me, you idiot. We're going to find this Moss Man, you and me. We're going to take a picture, and everyone's going to think I'm not crazy, and then I'll never have to be associated with you again. And you're being super mean. And Wally's such a kind and sweet, crazy guy. He kind of doesn't really get that she's talking crap to him. Like, not right away. And then she's like, oh, come on, please. Like, I already said yes, let's do this. But the journey will be perilous. He's playing his little accordion. And again, the comedy is on point. Oh, man. Hope he doesn't play this thing the whole entire time.
Oh, the misty moors are dark and grey. Sticky and wet.
Hope he doesn't play that thing the whole way.
Dun. So this dude's been playing the accordion for 8 hours. They've been walking for 8 hours. Look at Anne's face. One after another. Other shows try to be funny like this all the time, and they just can't. I want to have so many clips. Oh, is it?
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, thank goodness.
Or is it?
So he keeps playing. They end up like in this. They're going to the Misty Mountain Moors thingy. So he keeps playing. And he's like, you know what? Enough about me. So he's been talking about himself for like 10 hours. Oh, tell me about yourself. And then she's like, no, that's okay. I don't really want to tell you anything because you're like a crazy guy. And slips and falls. And I'm like, oh crap. She's going to plummet to her death. They're pretty high up. Wally grabs her leg. So Wally like saves her life. Then her phone slips out. I'm like, oh no, she loses her phone. That's like everything. She has all her stuff in there. And of course, losing her phone here in the normal world is traumatic for a lot of people. But in this fantasy world, there's no replacing it. But Wally grabs it with his tongue and saves it. Saves both of them. They get back up on the rock and she's like, oh man, Wally, you saved my phone. Oh yeah, and you saved my life too. Like, phone priority 1, life priority 2.
Wally, you saved my phone. Oh yeah, and my life.
But he's like, oh yeah, I know how much this means to you. So Wally does pay attention. Wally does care. He's not just some drunken idiot all the time. He knows Anne a little bit because she's been around town and he knows that she has her cell phone. It's part of, it's very important to her. So he saved it. What a sweet and kind, crazy little guy. We get back to the Planner family and they're like eating breakfast. It's not that they don't care where Anne is. They just don't care where she is. They just go on with their day. We get the world's craziest handshake, secret handshake.
Clap, pull it back, fist bump, flip it up, lock it in, twist it, not against it, spank the baby. Where's the baby? There's the baby. Shake hands with the baby.
Wow, that was incredible.
I gotta start doing this. You know, they made camp for the night, and look at the background with the stars, the light coming off the campfire. This is such a nice scene. I think it's subtle, and it's not like a big giant action scene or lots of explosions and a really cool fight scene, but just a couple of characters sitting around a campfire having a conversation, being friends. This is as to me, it is as amazing as any giant action set piece. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. So they're sitting there and they're talking and everything, and Anne, because they had their crazy handshake, and then Wally thought it was cool, and Anne's, yeah, back home, all my friends thought my handshakes were stupid and weird, and Wally's like, well, thank God thank goodness you're not back home, you're here, where that doesn't matter, and you have an amazing opportunity here. You have a new life, new people, new place. You can basically just do what you want, and you don't have to worry about what people think about you. And Anne's like, it's kind of true, and she's like, well, but back where I come from, reputation's everything, and to like a 14-year-old girl, and trying to fit in, that is 100% true for her at that time. And I'm trying to think, I'm like, Anne, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna realize all these other dumb things in school no one's gonna remember, no one's gonna ever care. The kind acts that you do, being, when she's being courageous and she's being brave, when she stands up for good, those are the things that are going to define you for the rest of your life. Not trying to fit in with some crowd at school, but she's a young girl, she's still learning these things. And, Wally just, being who he is like, I'm just who I am and I don't care what people think. That's, what? If you're not hurting anybody and you like certain things, and that's your business, and if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. And Wally likes to dance around with his accordion and just say his thing. That's what makes him happy, and it's beautiful, and it's also sad because it alienates him because everyone else kind of shuns him out. It kind of reminds me of in Gumball, what was it, Sussy, the weird chin girl, and that song about I'm just happy to be me. It just makes me want to cry because it's so innocent. And who are we to judge someone like that who's just happy being happy? Why should we take that from them? I don't know. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. It's just great. So they kind of, lean back, they're just resting, and, he just, I talked about this in other shows, the triple joke, where you hit the same joke 3 times, and this is the perfect example of hitting that joke 3 times.
That's kind of genius, Wally.
Yup.
Hey, dude, you still awake?
Yup.
Weirdo.
Yup.
Ah, yep. Oh, well, and she tucks him in and everything. Oh, it's so sweet. I love that. I'm a sucker for kind, sweet characters, and Anne can be like that. And I think that's her true character, is being a kind of a protector, being there for people, being a comforter, being a peacemaker. That's, I think, where Anne's true self shines. And I just love it. Look at this shot. Oh, it looks so good. We get to the next day, and like the mist is coming in, and this thing kind of always appears in the mist. It's very, very Bigfootish. And, Wally's like, oh, we're here in the misty moors. And we see these yellow little bellflowers. And we see later on that this moss guy leaves these footprints, and the little bellflowers are there. So I'm wondering if any of this adds up to anything. It might not, but I really hope it does. But Wally's like, oh, now we must summon him. And he's like doing this little dance, and it's like super loud. And it's like, oh, geez, like, are you sure this is going to work? Then she sees some of those butterflies again, the little like light butterflies. She's like, oh, he has to be around here. Question, did Wally summon this thing, or was it just a coincidence that it showed up when he was playing this music? She starts following the butterflies around, and bam, she sees him again. She's like, oh yeah, here he is. She tries to get her phone out, and she's like, oh, freaking Wally is chasing after her, bumps into her. Ooh, they get spooked and runs away. It's like, damn it was so close, I could have proved it. And Wally saw him too, and Wally's like, oh dang, I can't believe it's real. And it's like, what do you mean you can't believe? You told me you saw it. He's like, oh yeah, I thought it was just a legend. I just made it up. Like, he made up the story that he saw him. And it's like, are you kidding me, Wally? You drug me all the way out here, and you didn't know if it was going to be real? And he's like, oh yeah, but didn't we have a lot of fun together? And she's like, yeah, but I wanted to prove it. I want everyone to believe me and to take this picture so I wouldn't be like you. And look at Wally's face. And they're like, what's wrong with being me?
I could have easily gone back with no proof. And then everyone would think I was like you.
What's so bad about being like me?
Oh, my heart. And then, of course, Anne instantly feels bad because she should, because then she's like, oh, damn, why did I... She's like, I'm sorry, Wally, I didn't mean it like that. It's just, I want to take this picture, and then, because we're right, I don't want anyone to think I'm wrong. It's not to be compared to you, but everyone's making fun of her. Anne's like, hey, we're going to take this picture. We're going to do it together. Then they try to do their little secret handshake, but they screw it all up. Like, she doesn't even remember how to do it.
Pull it back, fist bump.
Yeah. No. Maybe, yeah, right,
Something like
that
that.
right?
Yeah.
But she's like, you know what? We're going to take this picture. We're going to prove everyone wrong. We're going to do it together. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And like I said, like, look at these footprints. He leaves these mossy footprints in the little bellflower. I wonder if this has anything to do with anything. Maybe I'm just saying stuff. We see the footprints lead up the mountain. So did he just straight up walk up this rock or did he climb? We don't know, but he's already up there. He moves pretty damn quick for such a big dude. Anne's like, oh, thank goodness I took rock class. And then she climbs up there, and it's a pretty far climb. And Wally has some cool hair. It's that old school Renaissance, little bob hair. I like it. It's super cute. She gets to the top. She sees the moss man. He's up there. She's like, oh, yeah. He's right here, Wally. We're almost there. Wally slips and falls, and he's barely holding on, by a little root. And he's like, just take the picture, Anne. That's what's important. Don't worry about me. And of course, Anne, Anne has a kind heart. I just love that about her. She goes out and saves Wally, and he's like, did you get the picture? She's like, no, I'm going to save you, and we're going to do it. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it together. They get up there. He's all gone. The mist faded away, and it's just them. She sits down. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry you couldn't get that picture and everything, and everyone's gonna call you a weirdo and stuff. And she's like, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with being weird.
Now everyone's gonna think you're as loony as I am.
You know what? I'm good with that.
Wait, really? What a turnaround.
We know what we saw, and that's good enough for me. I don't have to prove it to anybody. Thank you. Beautiful. And then look at this beautiful scene with the mist and the mountains. How many times have I said I love this show? I absolutely love this show. And they're just sitting there, and she's like, talking to Wally, and she's like, you know what? A good friend told me it doesn't matter what other people think about me. And Wally's like, oh, that's a really good line. Can I use it? You dummy, that was you. Yeah, I know. And she slaps him on the back, and he falls off the mountain. I'm assuming he doesn't die. He doesn't get hurt or anything. Then we get to the town square, and they're telling their tale, and then, Wally's like, because he's kind of like that traveling minstrel guy, he's going to tell this grand story. Oh, and he was there, and he was, like he gusses it up. He makes it bigger than it was. Then, like, the crowd's like, oh, you got any proof? And it's like, not a single shred of it. And they're crazies, they're idiots. But, she made a friend. She made a friend in Wally. She learned to understand him, and he sings a little song about Anne the Fair and everything. Oh, it's super sweet.
Oh, there once was a lass named Anne the Fair. She put up a front and played a part, but soon enough touched this loose heart.
Look at that smile. This is a kind, earnest, sincere smile when you see a good friend. And that's what Anne has right here, and I absolutely adore this. Her family comes up, how Pop's all like, oh, poor Anne. We heard that you've been hanging out with Wally, and everyone thinks you're crazy like him. And he's like, oh, it's okay, dear. She's like, he's all rubbing her hand and stuff. She's like, no, it's okay. It's fine. I don't care what people call me. It's okay, Anne. You don't have to be strong for us. Just let it out. And he keeps like rubbing her hand. No, no, seriously, it's fine. Oh, poor sweet child. Like, he keeps trying to comfort her, and she doesn't need comforting. But Anne's like, she just plays along with it. Like, she's like, don't call me one shoe ad. It's all acting all crazy. What a fun, kind, sweet episode. I love Wally now. I love how Anne came to learn some of that life lessons of, yes, your personal, what people think of you, not saying, oh, go be crazy all the time. But if someone's going to dislike you for something that you believe in, and you don't have to constantly prove yourself to them, those people you don't need those people as friends. If someone's going to judge you for something so simple, you're much happier not worrying about that. And wow, what a fun, great episode. I keep talking about lessons, and they just do it so well in this show. Not every cartoon has to be a moral lesson where you have to teach kids things, but there's nothing wrong with teaching a life lesson in a show and having a good story to go along with it. It's not some ham-fisted PSA where it's all clinical information where there's no story or characters. We learned something, I hope young kids watch this and learn a little something. And we also got to see some character growth, especially with the character like Wally, where every time before this, oh, he's just some weirdo who plays the accordion and everyone laughs at him. Well, we got to learn that there's something more there. So yeah, good on Amphibia, good on Anne for learning a lesson. And you know what? This is one of my favorite shows in the last 5 years. Amphibia is just really, really hits it home for me.
Take me there so I can snap a pic of it, prove I'm normal, and never be associated with you ever again. No offense.
Okay,
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.